are you happy? And the hippopotamus said, yes, I am. So Max walked away and said bye-bye, and the hippopotamus said goodbye. So Max walked down the trail, and he came onto an alligator.
No, a giraffe.
Okay, and Max came onto a giraffe, and the giraffe said, hi. And Max said, ho. And Max said, what are you doing? And the giraffe said, I'm going to ask you a question. And Max said, what question do you want me to ask? What question are you going to ask me? The giraffe said, well, I need someone to help clean my toes. So Max said, well, I don't know how to clean toes. And the giraffe said, come here, I'll show you. So Max went over to the giraffe, and the giraffe gave him a brush and some water and some soap. And Max went to the giraffe, dipped the brush in the water, put it on the soap, and went over to the giraffe and started to scrub his paws.
Hey.
And guess what happened to the paws? They got clean. So the giraffe said, thank you very much. And Max said, you're very welcome. And the giraffe reached into his bag and pulled out a chicken wing.
Yeah,
A chicken wing?
what
What did he...
lollipop.
Oh, and the giraffe pulled out a lollipop. And Max said, what flavor is that? And the giraffe said, I have 6 flavors. And Max said, I want cherry. And the giraffe said, let me see. So the giraffe went into the bag and pulled out a cherry lollipop and gave it to Max, put it in his hand, and Max put the lollipop in front of his face. He began to peel off the plastic. Peel off the plastic. Peel off the plastic.
No.
Peel off more plastic. And then he turned it to his mouth and said, cherry! Yes!
No, great.
Oh, grape? Grape was delicious. But the giraffe said, well, you did such a good job that I have another surprise for you. Max said, well, what could it be? And the giraffe went over to his refrigerator, opened it up, and said, I have 4 popsicles. Max said, popsicles? Popsicles are my...
A purple one. A purple one.
Do you have a purple one, Max said? The giraffe said, well, let me see. So the giraffe looked inside of the refrigerator and said, I have a green one. I have a blue one. I have a red one. And I have a grape one.
I like the red one.
Oh, you want the red one?
Yeah.
Well, you have to ask the giraffe if you can have a red one. So ask the giraffe. Can I have a red popsicle? Say it.
I don't want.
No, you have to ask the giraffe for a red popsicle. Ask the giraffe. Can I have a red popsicle?
Do you want Nana to ask?
Nana asked.
Can Max have a red popsicle?
Why, yes, he can. Let me reach into my bag.
Can Titan have a blue one?
Titan can have a blue one. Here's Titan's. Here's Titan's blue one. And here's Max's red one. So Max peeled off the paper and peeled off more paper and more paper and more paper. Where's the popsicle? There was no popsicle in the paper. What happened to the popsicle? Went over to the draft and asked the draft, where's the red popsicle? The draft said, oh no, I forgot. I gave it to Titan last week. But let me check and see if I have another. So the draft went to the refrigerator and reached into the basket and said, there's a green one. There's a blue one. There's a purple one.
A red one.
Look, there's a red one. So the draft reached into the basket and he pulled out a popsicle and gave it to Max. And Max took it and peeled off the paper and peeled off more paper and peeled off more paper and peeled off more paper. Guess what? No popsicle. And then Max asked the giraffe, where's the popsicle? And the giraffe said, I forgot. I gave it to Mommy 2 weeks ago. Well, do you have another red one? Well, I think I do. So the giraffe went back over to the basket, reached in there and said, I have a green one, and I have a blue one, and I have a purple one.
Purple one.
But there's a red one in there. So the giraffe gave the popsicle to Max, and Max peeled off the paper, and 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 guess what? No red popsicle. And Max said, well, how come every time I open up a popsicle, there's never a red one in there? And the giraffe said, oh, I forgot. I gave the red popsicle to Daddy. What? I gave it to him 3 weeks ago.
The green one.
So, what about me? Well, let me look in my basket. So the giraffe went back over to the refrigerator, reached into his basket, pulled out a popsicle and said, well, that's a green one. Reached into the basket, pulled another one out. That's a blue one. Reached into the basket, pulled another one out. Pulled that one out and said, here, Max. Max pulled off the paper, pulled off the paper, pulled off some more paper, and guess what color was in there? A red popsicle! Here, eat it before someone gets it. Was it delicious? Thank you, Giraffe, for the red popsicle.
He's so tired.
All gone.
And the giraffe went to sleep.
Sleep. The giraffe laid
Night-night.
down to go to sleep.
You didn't sleep yet.
You didn't
A
take it.
green one.
I'll tell you what.